If there's one thing I love more than a movie about cannibalistic, inbred, murderous mountain people, it's another movie about cannibalistic, inbred, murderous mountain people. And lucky for us, Wrong Turn 2 delivers exactly that. Because apparently if you just keep feeding stupid people into the forest, the cannibals never go hungry. We open with an entitled celebrity, Kimberly, who's speeding through the woods like she's late for her Botox appointment. She hits what looks like a poor injured guy in the road. Oh no! But surprise, he's not roadkill. He's a face-biting hillbilly. Then out pops Big Bro Cannibal. And he slices her like a pizza delivery gone horribly wrong. Boom, intro done. Plot explained. People go into woods. People die in woods. Beautiful. So what was Kimberly doing deep in Deliverance country? She was headed to a reality show called The Ultimate Survivalist. Yeah, because when society collapses, the first people we'll rely on are influencers and failed actors. The show is hosted by Colonel Dale Murphy, played by Henry Rollins, former Marine, current tough guy, and full-time clenched jaw. The concept? Survive 5 days in the woods after the apocalypse with random partners. Dumb challenges and cameras everywhere. Except those cameras? Totally useless. Nobody ever watches the footage. This could have been a snuff film and no one would have noticed. Let's meet our contestants. A girl named Elena whose entire personality is jash or flirt aggressively. Jonesy, the human embodiment of a bad sex joke. Jake, the morally upright himbo. Amber, the gothish girl who's already over it. Nina, our quiet, probably final girl. And M, the producer's boyfriend, who might as well be wearing a "will die soon" sign. Also joining the party is Mara, the producer who takes Kimberly's spot. She's giving final girl energy, which in horror logic means she's totally safe, right? Wrong. Barely 10 minutes into filming, and one of the crew gets scalped by a mutant with all the manners of a rusty chainsaw. Meanwhile, Dale sets up some challenges, only to be ambushed with arrows and axes. But don't worry, he throws an axe back and hits the cannibal in the chest, which just makes the guy hungry. Turns out these mutants are built different. Like, pull a blade out of your own chest and snack on it. Different. Reality show logic breaks. Mara accidentally triggers a river challenge and almost drowns. Because what's a reality show without real near-death experiences? Seriously, the lawsuits would have ended this show before the second camera roll. Then there's a scene where Elena tries to seduce Jake with a topless moment, and he responds with confusion, as if seeing a boob makes his brain blue screen. Jake: morals, respect. Goodbye. Elena: in what? The forest. Murder time. Cue cannibal chaos. Soon everyone splits up like it's a Scooby-Doo episode written by Quentin Tarantino. Mara and Nina stumble upon a creepy-ass cabin, where, brace yourself, they witness a deformed woman give birth to a mutant frog baby. No epidural. Just trauma. Then they're spotted, crawl out through a literal toilet, and try to escape. But just as I'm settling in thinking Mara's our main girl, she gets murdered. That's right. The one character you thought was safe? Toast. Plot twist. This movie isn't playing by horror rules. It's creating its own chaos buffet. Asinya. Back to Dale, now a one-man army. Remember Dale? Still alive, still angry, still looking like he eats bricks for breakfast. After being tortured by the family, he breaks out, steals a shotgun, and blows one of them into a lake. Later, he Rambos up, paints his face, and invents explosive arrows. This man watched Rambo 3 and said, "Hold my MRE." Asinya. Meanwhile, in Hillbilly Tinder, in a subplot nobody asked for, two mutant siblings are caught making out. Yes, siblings. Yes, making out. Because if the cannibalism doesn't get you, the incest subplot will. Elena's face is literally worn like a mask by the jealous sister. And she goes full Leatherface on anyone who looks at her man wrong. Asinya. Death montage, horror movie carnage. Amber and Jonesy get caught in traps and executed, with a single arrow through both their skulls. 10 points for style, 0 points for survival. Nina and Jake make it to the sawmill, where we learn this whole hillbilly horror began, because toxic waste was dumped into the water. So basically, Wrong Turn is just a really dark Captain Planet episode. Asinya. Final showdown. Jake gets captured. Nina gets captured. Dale shows up like a walking midlife crisis with dynamite. He rescues them, but gets shot, stabbed, and finally throat sliced. But not before taking down half the family. The man went out swinging. Asinya. The bloody ending. Nina and Jake face the mutant mom and dad duo. Jake nearly becomes mulch in a wood chipper, but Nina saves the day with a well-timed neck bite. They kill the last two hillbillies, steal a car, and escape into the sunset, bloody. Traumatized, but technically winners. Or are they? Final scene, the toxic water is still leaking. Mutant frog baby, still alive, and Three Finger, the immortal villain from the first movie, is alive and well, feeding it bottled cannibal juice. Asinya. Wrap it up. So that's Wrong Turn 2, Dead End, a movie that asks, what if Survivor had chainsaws? It's messy. It's gross. It's a guilty pleasure I refuse to feel guilty about. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to check your water supply. You never know what's brewing in there.